touch your ear, I touch your nose, I touch your thigh, reach for the sky. What's up? What's up?
What's good, LA? What's up? It's your girl, Mysterious Jax, and this is Ladies Night Radio Show. That's right. That's right. We are coming to you live from TGN Latinx Studio on the Good News Radio Network. I'm excited, y'all. I'm so excited. We are literally showcasing our new platform right here today, April 1st. And this is not a joke, baby. This is the real thing. We are a 24-hour radio station officially. Yes, you guys, I'm so excited. I have so much like goosebumps and excitement and butterflies because this is something that the team and I have been working every day, all day, and just, you know, for it to come to fruition and to be able to share it with all of you beautiful people. I am so excited. Like, you guys have no idea. And the cherry on top is I have a super, super dope guest with me, you guys. I know. That requires, you know, the little magical button right there for us. This guest right here, you guys, before I let her say anything, I'm going to go ahead and give her a nice intro. This person, I'm so excited because this woman right here is the definition of a boss babe. She is a co-founder, co-host, and co-producer of the popular Latina-led podcast, and now officially since last summer, the multimedia production house known as LOCATORA Radio. That's right. She is also, I'm not done, y'all. She is also a writer, an educator, a comedian, a voice actress, and soon to be a professional roller skater, in my opinion. She recently launched her newest show, Marihuanera, a podcast for potheads. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mala Munoz.
Hey,
what's
everybody.
up, girl?
Hey, LA. Hi, TGN Latinx, Ladies Night. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Can I just say that was literally one of the longest intros I've ever done. And I was like, dang, this girl's like resume does not stop. And I cannot like cut you on like all the work that you've put in because you've built that. You've earned that right. So
I appreciate you.
Shout out to you, girl. Welcome to TGN Latinx.
I'm so happy to be here. Like, I love your setup. I love the vibe. I love your intro music.
Oh, yeah, like that. Shout out to DJ Dash. That's our official DJ of the Good News Radio Network. He helped me make that. And I was like, yo, I really would like ladies screaming, like, woo. And we didn't have a sound effect at the time. And I just wanted to get it done. So he was so nice. And he literally screamed with me in his high pitched voice. If y'all know DJ Dash, he will fucking do it for you. And he is so down. I love it. Like, he has like, yeah, fuck it. And he like changed his voice. Woo. Like, it was so funny. I was
Amazing.
like, fucking love you, Dash. So shout out to Dash for helping me create that intro song. But yeah, man, welcome. So it wasn't a far drive, you said?
No, I'm from down the street. I'm an LA girl. I talk about this all the time on Locatora on the podcast. I live with my grandparents. And it's kind of like mid-city, Harvard Heights area.
Okay.
And I love it. I love it. I was just in Venice earlier today. So I feel like I'm like having a very Culver, Venice type day today, which I love.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So now that makes sense of why you're always like roller skating at Venice Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I was like wondering, I was like, where she lives? I hope like, you know, it's not too far a drive.
No, it's down the street.
Yeah.
I love Venice.
So I'm excited to have you here because I have been following your journey with yourself and Locatora Radio. Shout out to your co-host as well.
Hey, Diosa.
Yes. Shout out. I'm probably going to have her here too. I like to give everybody like their own time to shine, and maybe another show we'll have both of you guys here.
Mm-hmm.
But as we end March, today's actually April 1st, as I said. So no April Fool jokes for me, you guys, I promise. But I wanted to end Women's History Month, obviously, by celebrating the women in media. And that's, you know, I was searching, I was looking online, I was like, and I came across yours. I was like, yes, I got to have her on the show. So I reached out to you, and thankfully she said yes. And she's here to join us and talk about her journey as far as like being a woman in media and building. Today's like whole vibe and like topic is building from the ground up. And I think we both can relate to that. But I want to hear your journey, hear your story, and get my listeners to know who Mala Munoz is.
I love it. Thank you so much. Well, I love to talk about myself. So given the opportunity, I'm there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So how's life blessing you right now?
Life is good. Life is good. You know, not unlike you guys and the Good News Network, we're like building and expanding and getting bigger. We started out as a very, very indie, like mom and pop podcast. We called our process at the beginning Rascuache because just kind of thrown together with the resources at hand. You know? And since then, we've grown. We're not just one show now. We have like a growing slate of original podcasts that we're producing and hosting ourselves under our Locatora Productions banner. So it's exciting because I feel like growth begets like more growth. And when you're making things, like people gravitate towards that, and then opportunities come, and just life is beautiful in that way. So
I love that. I love that.
Things are good.
We are definitely going to learn more about like you and your journey. But before we start anything, you guys know I love starting some CHISME. Do you like CHISME?
I love CHISME.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do some CHISME for the night.
I'm a big chismosa.
All right, y'all. I came across this story and I had to share it with you guys because I was like, okay, because I love sharing it with my people. So let me know what you guys are thinking when I say this story. But pretty much this story went viral on TikTok because it was a woman sharing it. And I love when people share stories on TikTok. And especially when there's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
Oh, yeah.
So this particular story is, the title is Best Man Steals the Bride from Groom After Confessing Love at Their Wedding during their wedding speech. You guys, yes. When I saw that, I was like, I gotta read this article.
Yes.
So, because I was like, I didn't know it was a viral TikTok when I saw it. I was like reading it, and I was like, what is this? All right, so this is a woman. She's a 32-year-old woman. Her name is Desiree White, and she opened up about how she divorced her husband to marry her longtime friend, who was also the best man at her wedding.
Ooh.
So he was the best man of her husband at that time. And so this whole went viral because the speech alone. So imagine your best man gets the mic, does a speech. Usually they do comedy, they do make you cry, or they make you laugh, whatever. This person made the room awkward.
Yeah.
You guys, okay, so this is what he said during the wedding. He said, I remember the first moment I saw Desiree. I loved her. I fell in love with her. I knew she had to be mine. I thought she was the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. First of all, that alone right there as to start off your speech is so fucking awkward.
Yeah.
But people are like, it's not awkward there yet.
They're like, where are you going with this?
Where are you going with this?
Gonna end up.
He said, she's the best person I've ever met. I've never met anyone like her. Then I found out she already had a boyfriend, and I thought I needed to find out a way to get her. But then he met at the time her ex, which was her boyfriend at the time, and we became friends. So all three of them became friends, and the other two did not know that the third one liked her.
Messy,
right? Super messy.
Drama.
And then he ended the speech like this. Then he said, "I love you both. Congratulations." That was it, you guys. That was it. Right. I don't know what, but
so I have questions.
Okay. Yes, let's talk about that.
About the chronology, the sequence of events. So are you saying that the wedding took place, they exchanged their vows, the priest asked, does anybody like protest?
No, this was at the reception.
So this was after they had already said their I do's.
Yes.
Why did he wait?
Exactly.
Why didn't he say I object?
Right. Or even before the wedding, before
Yes.
you had them spend all of this money on the freaking chicken and all of this stuff. Like, what? The chicken plates.
The chicken dinner.
I was like, what? Right. I was like, yo. And mind you, they all met in high school.
Stop it.
They all met in
right
high
now.
school.
And he waited like 15 years more.
Well, I don't know exactly when they got divorced. Let's say they got divorced like in their late 20s, but still, that's a long time.
I'm screaming.
Right?
You gotta look. If you already know I plan on trying to shoot my shot, shoot your shot. Why are you waiting so long?
No, what got me is like,
What?
I came across her. I thought she was beautiful. I loved her right away. And I get it, like love at first sight. But instead, he found out she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And instead of like just being her friend, he went out of his way to go find out who her boyfriend was in high school, befriended him. They all became like a throuple, like friends, like, and they became friendship, just grew over. And then he befriended him so much that the guy made him his best man in his own wedding.
Nah.
Like, bro, that's so fucking messy.
That's like some like he was like a mole.
That's some Gossip Girl
Right.
He was like, yeah, he was a double agent in that friendship the whole
Toxic.
time.
That's like the
whole
definition of a
time.
toxic. Like you wanted drama in your life.
That's the
You could have
definition.
avoided all of this.
Very easily. You could have just stolen her, just, like at the beginning. But this is almost like the very definition of a long con. Like
Right.
this was a very long con.
Right.
He was like laying in
I didn't even
wait.
think of that because, mind you, this has the internet divided. Some feeling like, okay, yes, she did him wrong for like dumping her husband for this guy. But other people are like, no, it was destiny. And I was like, destiny my ass. Like destiny would have been if he said it right there when he met her the first day.
Yes.
And they might have kindled it like years later, but like, no.
Yes.
That's like, you said it perfectly. It's a fucking con.
It's a long con. And like, okay, this is like the plot almost to that movie, Love Actually.
Oh. I was thinking more of My Best Friend's Wedding.
Also, same thing. I love My Best Friend's
Me
Wedding.
too. Even though Julia Roberts, you're fucking messy, but I love that movie.
And it's very similar, right? It's like, I want you, but I'm not going to admit that I want you, but I'm still going to hover around you forever.
Until I find out you're getting married, and then I'm going to go destroy your wedding night.
It's
or
that,
the day.
Like, you want the thing you can't have.
Right?
Like, more than anything. It's like, that's fascinating.
I know. I was like, this is messy. But you actually said it best. Maybe he's a con right there for sure.
Yeah, he was planning.
Okay, so I don't want to say too much, but like this couple was Caucasian. No shame. But how do you think it would have ended up differently if they were Latinos?
Man, I don't know if it would have ended up differently. I think it would.
Somebody's gonna. No, the drunk Theo is running to this fool, taking the mic. Fucking, they're beating his ass in the parking lot, taking him out, like whatever.
How would Latinos do it differently? Here's how Latinos would do it. They would stay married. It would continue. They would have an affair.
Ooh.
Eventually, like she would have children with both of them and then enroll all the kids in the same Catholic school.
Damn.
That's what would happen. That's how Latinos would do it.
Oh my God. And never get divorced. Because they don't believe in it.
They don't believe in divorce. We believe in mistresses, yes.
Yes.
But we do not believe in divorce.
No, of course not.
And we got to keep the kids together. So they're all going to go to the same Catholic school. Exactly.
Oh my God. But yeah, for sure. No, that guy, because she said at the end of the speech, she's just like, my ears got red. And it was like, I was just embarrassed. And even mind you, nobody said anything. It was awkward. Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Why did this fool go and have a dance with her in the middle of their dancing? Like the groom was dancing with somebody else and he danced with her. And he told her again, like, why didn't you ever give me a chance? She was so confused. She just said, like, I just thought he was drunk and lonely because it's a wedding and sometimes people feel lonely. But yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other difference is at that point, there would have been punches thrown.
Right. But nobody heard that conversation when they're dancing. It was just between them two.
If it was Latinos and your best man got up and gave that speech, the groom is throwing punches.
Right.
I think.
Well, now they are married and have 4 kids together.
Well, look at that.
Look at that.
Fairy tale ending.
For them. I don't know.
Dreams do come true.
Well, that was the CHISME for tonight.
That was good. That was good CHISME.
I know, right? I was like, oh, I gotta share this.
That was tasty.
Oh man, you guys. So we know we love some good CHISME. I know I do. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm bringing this to ladies' night. I have to share with my people.
That was a good one.
But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, you are locked in with TG and Latinx. This is Ladies Night Radio Show. I'm your host, Mysterious Jackson. We are sitting here with the beautiful Mala Munoz. I gotta ask you. I know obviously that's not. I think that's not your born given name.
It's my stage name.
Stage name. What made you go with Mala?
A couple things. I love alliteration. I'm a slut for alliteration.
I love it.
That's kind of my brand. And so I just think that it sounds bomb. I just think that it hits. Mala Munoz. Like that goes hard.
I'm telling you, I feel like the good news and you and LOCATORA have a very similar story. So we have Keith Good News in the building. He is behind the scenes as we run this new program. And he always shares his story on how he was on he was on another radio show, and that's how he got his name, Keith Good News. Because there was a rapper that came on the show and his name was Bad News. Bad News. And Keith was like, always shares it. He's like, man, but he's such a nice guy. He's such a stand-up dude. Why is his name Bad News? And he even did you end up telling him like, why do you have that name, or you just? You just let it. So he just decided to like, well, I'm gonna be Keith Good News.
There you go.
And back then you were known as controversial Keith, but he was like, I'm gonna be Keith Good News.
Oh,
So that's how the
fascinating.
Good News was created. We started off as a radio show, Good News radio show, and then we jumped into a radio network, and that's what you guys did.
Yeah, but with podcasting.
Yes. Well, we were a podcast too. We just
Oh.
recently transitioned into radio.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, we're always a live podcast show. We were always live, but
Got it.
we would always be like, we're a podcast network. But now we're like, no, we're transitioning to a radio network.
Yeah. That's being able to sustain live programming is like so impressive. It's never been our forte.
No.
Like we're record ahead of time, release later.
You're doing pretty good though.
Thank you.
I mean, you're doing amazing.
Thank you. It's fun. We love it. It's what we have decided to do with our lives right now. So
Okay.
it's chill. But yeah, Mala, that's my stage name. And my middle name is Maria. So I always kind of liked this idea of being like an anti-Maria.
Okay.
And kind of getting a little more academic about it, like in kind of like Chicano studies and in like Latinx sort of like academic theory, you have this notion of like the virgin whore dichotomy, right? Like
okay.
either you're La Virgen de Guadalupe on the one end,
yes,
and just pure and religious and una niña buena, or you're on the other end and you're a puta, like, and it can be very extreme, like even over the most minor infraction, like as a woman, you can very easily be cast into that bad,
right,
mujer mala. And so I was kind of feeling like, I think in my comedy and in my podcasting and the things I do online, I want to be on that more like salacious end of things. I want to be a mala. I want to be able to get up and talk about
like a rule breaker in a sense.
Yeah, I want to be able to get up and say, I don't do this for my family or for my culture or for my church. I do this because I think it's funny or because I think it's cool or because, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I wanted to give myself the permission to do like comedy and podcasting that was like for me, and that was like embracing being a pothead and drinking and having sex and like just being an adult, you know? So that's kind of
without the shame.
Yeah. So that's kind of where the stage name kind of came from.
I feel it. I love it. I mean, Ladies Night is also kind of like that space. It's a safe space for all, people, but specifically women, ladies. Because I felt like I was coming across a lot of women too that don't have many friends or don't have people to share these like things with, or like just like what you mentioned as far as like, having these things about family or like dealing with that. And I was like, nah, this is a safe for everybody. So if you don't have a friend group, a ladies group, this is it. But I love that about you. I love how free you are about like what you do and what you stand for, even in your comedy, in your show, even on your like post on Instagram. Like you are very like who you are. And that's what I fucking love about you.
Thank you.
So going back to Locatora Radio, because that is what our topic is, right? Building something from the bottom up. And did you always want to do like podcasting or radio?
No, I didn't. Like I kind of have dabbled in it in different ways since like 2012. When I was an undergrad, I studied abroad in London. I did a year at University College London.
Okay.
And over there at UCL, they have an on-campus student-run radio station called Rare FM. Shout out Rare FM.
Hey.
And so when I was studying abroad, me and my friend LA, that's her stage name, Lorianne, we started a radio show over there, and it was a weekly live radio show at Rare FM in London. So we did that for a year, and it was an international show because our friends in Massachusetts they were listening and they were tweeting at us. And that was my first foray into like audio and into radio. But it wasn't until I graduated college, I came back to LA, I started hanging out with Yosa. Like we had been following each other on Instagram for years.
Oh, wow.
And then there was like a Latina meetup that was being hosted by, at the time, this poetry collective called Chingona Fire.
Ooh. And
this Instagram account called Latina Rebels. They like got together and hosted this meetup. And at the time I was like, every Latina with an Instagram handle is going to be there. This was 2014, 2015. So it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And like, it was like a lot of like Latina sort of like artists, creatives, influencers, business owners were just kind of starting their little platforms and their micro followings.
Yeah.
And that night I go and I met Diosa, I met Jessica Salgado that night. I met Caro Gordita Applebaum that night, and we became friends and we started hanging out. And we called ourselves the Mommy Collective. And all we were doing,
Oh, I like that.
we were just going out and getting drunk and fucking partying. But we were like, we're a collective, like, da, da, da. So then Diosa hit me up one day. We're getting to know each other. We're becoming friends. And she hits me up and asks me if I want to start a podcast. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And it's taken off, and it's been that ever since.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so dope. So when you guys started this Locatora Radio, did you guys sit down, or she kind of already had the vision for it?
No, we sat down and we did, even down to, I mean, especially down to the name, right? It
Yes, I love it, by the way.
Thank you. We like sat down and just were like throwing out words and ideas, and we were on the online thesaurus and the online dictionary, and
Yes.
like, playing around with language. And then we came up on locutor, and we said, let's kind of flip it and make it a little Spanglish. And we took out that U and we put in an A, and now it's locatora. And yeah.
Hey, so we do got some people in the chat. Shout out to Mr. T. He was talking about the story. He was like, bring the CHISME. And then Mr. T says, what a dick, talking about the groomsman. He said he played the mean old long game.
Oh yeah.
And then Joe, she says, hello, ladies. I was just gonna have you say hi to her. That's all. You're good, boo. But yeah, so thank you for the comments. Keep them coming. If you guys want to call in, you already know the number. But yeah, man, I'm so excited. Like, this is dope. I love the name. I love what you guys are doing over there. But you also referred to a radiophonic novella, which I fucking love too.
Thank
That's dope. And so I've been watching, like, you are so creative. Like, I don't know if that's you or her, both of you guys together, but your creativity is amazing. Like, it's so entertaining.
Thank you.
I just watched a video recently where you guys were like at the nail salon and we're like using code words to say like the guys are coming kind of thing. Like
yes.
That was fucking dope.
Oh, Loquitas Anonymous.
Yes.
Our short film. Yeah.
That was dope. I was like, okay, I want more of this.
Yes.
So are you guys going to be transitioning to more like visuals?
100%. So, I mean, Loquitas Anonymous is a short film that I wrote a script for, and then we shot it a few years ago now, like a couple years before the pandemic. And even like since the beginning, I've like, in conjunction with the podcast, I started writing scripts for like skits and sketches. And I've like, Diosa jokes all the time that I'm always making her act. And it's true. I'm like, here's a script, here's the costume, here's the concept. We're doing a short film, like.
Did you go to school for this?
No, but I was always a theater kid. Like in high school, I had a pretty like extensive like theater training. And so I did musical theater, I did stage plays, and I kind of stopped doing theater as I got older, but I've returned to it, and like script writing and acting and the comedy writing and the stand-up has all been part of it. And the podcasting has been an opportunity to like, here's a project and a platform where we can create characters and we can create a universe and we can make these shorts. And so one of the reasons why I wanted us to become a production house and why we decided to do it was not only to produce more podcasts, but to just produce more media. And we look at podcasting. There's people use podcasting for so many different things, but for us, what we've understood is that a podcast is almost like a proof of concept for something else.
Right.
Or it's a way to claim IP or put a story out there and cultivate an audience. And it's just kind of one step on the road to becoming a TV show or becoming a movie.
Okay.
So now when we make our podcasts and when we do our episodes, we're always thinking of like what else the show can become, because podcasts are being developed into TV shows and movies and books left and right.
Oh, yes.
And so those are all things that are in our pipeline and that we're actively working on. So I, behind the scenes, take my script writing classes. Like I've taken classes like writing scripts for animated television and sketch writing, and I'm writing pilots right now, and really hoping to kind of transition from writing for a podcast to writing for like TV or like getting a film made. And I see Marihuanera as being something that could be like a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
A special or
I
something.
could see it.
A movie. I'm like, I need Cheech Marine to come be my executive producer and let's like revive the Cheech
Yes.
and Chong universe.
Yes.
But it's La Marihuanera and she's like their niece and like, or whatever.
And having a female there because it's always been male dominated or male like talking about
Yeah.
weed in that sense. But so we need more women for that.
And Latinas love to smoke weed.
Hello.
There's a big cannabis culture among Latinas in California. It's been a long time since we've had some like West Coast cannabis like media, like
Right.
film, television. So yeah.
That's so dope, man. I gotta give you kudos because like literally you're not just putting like just content, but you're putting good content out there. Like sometimes I get overwhelmed, like, oh my God, what am I gonna post? Because I social media has become obviously a job. Before it used to be fun. I'm like, this is what I'm eating. Look at me and my niece. Like now it's like you gotta like really story tell and be creative and entertain through your posts. Especially when you're in this field of media of what we're doing. Like people expect entertainment.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you're not in the mood to do this.
No, and they want it now and all the time and for free.
For free. That's it. For free, yo. It's like, come on, y'all. Like, so I'm kind of glad that Instagram kind of started doing like the whole like paying your like the creators, but they don't do it for everybody.
No.
Which is crazy, you know. So, but man, I definitely, you mentioned Marihuanera, and we're definitely going to get into that. I want to know more about what made you start it, what made you want to like do it. But yeah, and but before we do, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. But make sure you guys download the Good News Radio app. Tell your friends to download it. Join us in the chat if you're tuning in. If you're watching from YouTube, join us in the chat because you know if you don't have the app, you can also call in. So this is Ladies Night Radio Show. I'm your girl, Mysterious Jax, and we will be right back after this commercial break, baby. See ya.
Or make other investments and being discriminated against because of your credit score? At credit909.com, our professionals can help you remove judgments, student loans, child support, medical bills, and other erroneous and negative items on your credit report. Call 800-752-9763 today for a free credit analysis and consultation, or text credit to 909-688-5461.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl Jules from the Primos Chidos. Did you know that recent studies have proven that the Primos Chidos radio increases life expectancy and loss of weight? So make sure to catch us every Thursday at 12 p.m. on the TGN Latinx station.
Get your boogie on. Nah, just kidding with y'all. What's going on, man? It's Devontae Green having some fun. We're going to have fun at our show because that's what we do. TGN Talk, 7:30 p.m. Monday, live from the den. Tap in.
Hoo-dee-hoo! Are you looking for a DJ for your next private party, wedding, club, corporate event, tour, or even bar mitzvah? DJ Dash is the guy that can get it done. With 10 years plus experience in both audio and video DJing, I can cater to literally any crowd for any occasion. Call or text me now at area code 323-854-2013. Once again, that's 323-854-2013. And don't forget to keep up with me on all social medias, including SoundCloud, handle at Dash Approved, DASHAPPROVED. See you soon.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We'd love to have you tuning in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. We'll see you then. Only on TGN Sports.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jaja, your local health professional and wellness coach, looking to help you build health, wealth, and community. Call me, text me at 951-569-8296 or find me at _JZA on Instagram.
What's going on, everyone? This is Mark Cooks, financial strategist and retirement expert. I am here to satisfy your financial needs when it comes to life insurance, retirement planning, and debt settlement. So please give me a call at 323-800-7621 or hit me up on Instagram at blacksuperman_AMC. Let's schedule an appointment today.
Got a cough, allergies, mucus buildup, or do you just want to boost your immune system overall? Well, at the Organic Option, we make it easy to get your plant-based nutrients daily with organic tinctures and herbal capsules. Just put a few drops of tincture in your water, tea, or juice of your choice, and you'll be on your way to a healthier lifestyle in no time. Super blends like sea moss, bladderwrack, turmeric, and ginger, the mucus buster. We've got the organic solutions you need to keep your body at its best. Shop now at trytheorganicoption.com and use the promo code GOODNEWS for 30% off your order. Once again, that's trytheorganicoption.com. Feed your organs.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Sharique LeMay, and make sure you are checking out Limelight Live Show on TGN Talk, 7 p.m. every single Thursday. That's right, we're talking creative.
All right. There we go. Shout out to our commercials. You guys, I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Welcome back to Ladies Night Radio Show. I'm your host, Mysterious Jackson. I'm sitting here with the boss babe herself, Mala Munoz.
Hey, y'all.
Yes. And we are just getting into her newest project, her newest show that she is creating. This girl is so talented. I'm telling you, every time I'm on her page, I'm just entertained. They should have a tip jar on Instagram for you there. So, but I just recently found out you also have an OnlyFans.
Yes.
We'll talk more about that too.
Yes.
But first, I want to give you some love on your newest show, Marihuanera, a podcast for potheads. Talk about that. What made you start that show?
I was just smoking real heavy in the pandemic, like year one, and still to this day. But I really wanted to do something that was comedy oriented, that I could host by myself, and that I could really experiment with my comedy writing and with like music and editing and storytelling. And I just saw this big gap like in weed like content and media. And especially with, I feel like a lot of weed content online is like, smoking videos.
Yes.
And that's great. Or there's like a lot of men who like are talking about weed and creating content about weed. And I was like, let me jump in and see what I can contribute to this space, because I feel like just like anything else, like there can be like art around weed and like stuff that is like highly produced and that is artistic and that is creative. And so I kind of wanted to give like weed like that respect and that space. Like I'm going to have a dedicated show. I'm going to interview like everybody from like Instagram brujas who use cannabis in their like brujeria to like literally like environmental engineers who are working on water conservation when it comes to cannabis grows.
Oh, wow.
To like women who are working on the policy side of things. And these are all women of color who are involved in weed as trimmers or growers, or they own legal licenses, or they have their own dispensaries and their own cannabis brands, or they just like to smoke and roller skate like me, So I kind of just wanted to capture like, this is the complexity of the experience. And for me, I also think of like, what I said in my trailer was like, why La Marihuanera? Well, I'm tired of the old, like Latino, like Mexican stereotypes. I want to make new stereotypes that are like fabulous.
Yes.
And cool. And like actually realistic and modern and now.
Yeah.
And Latinas love to smoke weed. Love to smoke weed. And when you go to cannabis events, it's like a lot of men. And so we started doing Marihuanera smoke sessions with the podcast, and like those smoke sessions were like 90% women of color coming together and smoking.
Right.
And it's fucking cool. So we just want to keep going with it and keep doing smoke sessions. We want to tour with it and just like make more art around cannabis.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So I was one of those kids that didn't do any drugs. I didn't have my first alcoholic drink. Actually, it was with my sister. It was when, shout out, I don't have my niece here, but I'm going to tell you the story. My first alcoholic drink was with my sister when she was at UCSB, and I was an 11th grader in high school, and she's like, I want to be the first person to like give you your drink. And I love that. It was kind of like an, like a sister bonding thing. But I was very like, I don't want to say straight edge, but I was scared of my mom. Her grandma. I was scared of my parents. I was like, I did not want to get caught in nothing. But now, like, things are changing. Like, even for myself, I'm not much of a smoker because I've tried. Again, I am the drinker of my business partner with Keith, and he is a smoker. I've tried to build my tolerance because I know that smoking can be better than alcohol, obviously. And I feel like it's been helpful because I suffer from like back pain. So it has helped me with my back pain. But normally I take edibles for that, but I take usually when I go to bed. But I think that we've had these discussions with like with as a family, like about marijuana, CBD, THC, the difference, because I didn't know. I'm being educated now as an adult because for a long time I didn't touch it because, like you were saying, it just has that stigma of like, oh my God, you smoke weed, you're like, you don't do shit, you're worthless kind of thing because you're doing that, because it's how we were raised.
Yes.
But I think that we just have to educate ourselves because you also don't want to be that person that just smokes and does shit, like doesn't do anything, doesn't, work or nothing like that. You can be a functioning smoker and still be a hustler, still be making money, still building your brand as what you're doing, right? So we actually, like, my mom recently, because my dad had not to give too much information, but he had surgery and he was going in a lot of pain. So she ordered some CBD like gummies for him. They didn't have THC though, which helped him. So that was a big step for them. I feel like for them to even order CBD gummies. I was Mom, where did you hear about this? You know what she said? La Facebook.
Yes.
So Facebook, our parents really, that's like their new fucking Univision and shit. Literally Facebook. And she was like, well, this lady was talking about it and da-da-da. So she ordered like a lot of it. And I read the things and there was no THC in it, but I think she's being more open to the idea of it because she understands like what it could do to one's like, body and what it's for, like reasoning. So just educating ourselves as a community is what I think we need.
Yes.
So I kind of like that. But I kind of like that you have fun with it. I saw one of your episodes or one of your shows that you posted, and she's actually, oh my God, what's her name? The one you just posted on Instagram. And you were laughing, but you were saying like how you want to.
Oh, Sara La Morena.
Yes. Oh, she can sing. She can sing.
So that was the last episode that we put out. Yeah.
But you were like, I want to like teach like the señoras y los señores about smoking, and I love that. I think that would be like your show would probably be that show that like the kids would bring to their parents or their grandparents, like, watch this, like,
Exactly. I'm dying to do like a Senora Stoner event. I want like my listeners to bring their moms and their tias. I want them to bring like,
we'll hotbox them.
Yes. You're gonna get your granny high AF. Like, bring her, bring abuelita.
Oh my God.
But what I want is like to bring do an event like that where like literally bring an older woman in your life, and like we'll have the tinctures, we'll have the pomadas, we'll have the edibles, we'll have vapes, like we'll have everything, and like you can talk to somebody in Spanish about what's in it and what it does and how you use it. And I think that when you make it less threatening and less scary, and it's like these are just like people just getting together and talking about, the medicinal benefits of like CBD based products.
Yeah, the difference.
It changes everything, It really takes that kind of mystery away from it, and it kind of breaks it down and makes it a lot more accessible for them. So I'm dying to do something like that. Similarly, my dad was hospitalized a few years ago, and they just were not giving him enough pain medication. So I had my pen on me, and we were in the hospital, and I was visiting him, and I was like, Dad, like I have my pen on me, and if you want to hit this pen, it has a very high THC content,
What?
But if this is what you need, hit the pen. And my mom was there, and this is a situation that, in the past, I would never tell them that I smoked. I completely hid it, as we do. We end up our culture sometimes is a little bit too like stigma averse and like repressive and a little too conservative. And what ends up happening is like your kids just end up fucking lying to you all the time. You just turn into sneaky potheads and sneaky sluts. That's it. But all that, don't do it. We just learn how to hide it,
Exactly.
So anyways, but I'm in the hospital with my dad, and this is one of those moments where it's like, let's get down to the nitty fucking gritty here. Like whether we like it, whether we agree with it, whether we think potheads are lazy or they're criminals, none of that matters right now. Dad's in pain.
Yeah.
And if he can hit this fucking pen and it's going to make him feel better, then that's all that matters right now. So he did hit the pen. He did feel better. And my mom, calladita. Because what can you say at that moment?
Right.
It's helping. And when he was discharged, he was using edibles, for
Yeah.
a long time, not anymore, because he's recovered and all that good stuff, but it's those moments that I think can be very educational and transformative.
Agreed. But I have a question. Before that moment, did your parents ever smoke or ever try marijuana or any weed or anything like that?
My dad has not specifically told me, but he definitely was smoking tons of weed and drinking a lot and partying as a young man. My dad was very, very, very much sober, by the time he met my mom. I've never seen my dad take a drink. I've never seen
Never?
him. No, he got sober before he met my mom, and so he's just been off of everything. But
Wow.
he'll tell stories. So
Okay.
I know that he has in the past,
Yeah.
And that was another thing. It's much safer for somebody who's sober to be using cannabis products than opiates and narcotics, even if they're medicine
and prescribed by the doctor. My mom does not like painkillers because it makes her feel drowsy. She doesn't like feeling out of control of her body.
Right. And so it just now my mom has come to our events. She has attended the smoke session.
Really?
Yes.
Has she
She's been
smoked
there? I did offer my mom a joint one time.
What?
She's not a smoker. She does not smoke, but she has attended. She's supporting. And, everything is, and I explained to her, it was so funny because when I first started Marihuanera, she's like, but people get into turf wars about drugs. You have to be careful. I'm like, this is not that kind of, we're not in danger.
And I don't know if you know, but I think they just passed a bill where it's, they legalized. Am I confused?
At the federal level, something's going on right now with legalization.
Yeah.
There's we're getting closer and
closer
to federally legalizing.
Yeah, I was hearing that, but I didn't know if it was true because it's April Fool's. So I was like, I don't know what to believe today.
That's fair. They would.
Hey, can I just tell you, I told Keith when my CHISME was going to be earlier, and it was apparently that the twerking was going to come into the Olympics. And then when I read the bottom, it was fucking April Fool's. I was like, this is some bullshit. They got me.
Did you guys hear?
Twerking is coming to the Olympics.
Guess what, guys?
Pendeja. I was like, yeah. Oh no, I don't know about that. I used to. Maybe in my younger days, I could definitely be competing. Now I don't know. Not with this bag. This booty just jiggles by itself, yo. But that's awesome. So yeah, shout out to you. Love that you're just really putting your all into all of your projects and really creating so much for people. And I feel I think probably you're similar to us. You wanted to create something that isn't out there. And I was talking to my niece who's here, and I was telling her I was explaining to the radio station that it's a talk radio, and I put it on a talk radio station that's on in your cars. And I was like, see, this is talk radio, but this is not the type of talk radio we're doing. So I feel we're creating a new modern talk radio station where you're going to be able to see yourself with us, because we have over 20 shows, predominantly Black and brown, just and I feel we talk about right now we're talking about marijuana, and we're talking about people young. So I feel this is talk radio. It's just it's not two old white men talking about whatever it is that they're talking about on talk radio. This is the new modern of talk radio.
Yeah. I think that's huge. Growing up, I think that was the image of talk radio was two old white guys.
Yeah.
Just talking about whatever the fuck.
They would have been talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, and I would,
oh Lord,
I would press charges and got him arrested, and speaking from a white man's perspective, and obviously Chris Rock did not press charges because he understands what it is, what's going on. He probably knows more than we don't, but for whatever reason he did. And I just recently learned that two things. One, he at his stand-up comedy that he had, I believe, I don't even know if it was in Minnesota, I don't know where it was, but that some guy was like, fuck Will Smith. He was he corrected him, was like, no, we're not doing that here. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think Chris Rock understands the bigger picture. He understands Will Smith is not that person. It's out of character for him, even though it was fucked up, and a lot of us would have slapped Will back. But I think that there's just more to it. And I think as a Black man, he understands where Will Smith is coming from. So I think he's probably giving him more leeway than normally other people would, or to whoever. And then also he did apologize to the 3 co-hosts of the Oscars, which I didn't even watch the Oscars too. Honestly, if I didn't know about this slap, I wouldn't have known about the Oscars. But apparently there's the first time ever that they had 3 women host the Oscars. Okay. It was the first time ever. And he apologized to Wanda. Wanda was one of them, Wanda Skies. And for taking, I guess, away like their first moment, the big moment, because of this slap.
Yeah.
Even though he had nothing to do with it,
Right.
but it just shows what kind of person Chris Rock is. And shout out to him, and I always give him his kudos for that, because if that was any of us, we don't know how we would have reacted, right?
Sure.
Will Smith just slapped me. Like, what am I gonna do?
Sure. And it's, they like know each other. They have
That part.
history. Like, it's very personal. I think very much between.
Oh, you think it's personal?
Hell yeah. This is a very personal, I think, interaction that we just all witnessed.
I just think that it wasn't that serious of a joke. I think me and Keith joke all the time with each other, and we say, I think like him saying like, oh, it's a G.I. Jane. Like, first of all, the joke wasn't that funny, Chris, but that's just me. And like, maybe I believe that he really didn't know that she was going to. I don't know, but
what's interesting is apparently there's been some writing out, some journalism. Was it Variety? I don't remember the source, but of course I was on Twitter, and there's been reporting on this after the fact.
Right.
So apparently, because they have scripts and they do rehearsals before the Oscars, and that joke was not in the rehearsed script.
Oh.
It was like an ad lib, which is very common. Like comedians ad lib, like
yes,
comics
they
ad-lib.
do.
And if you really want to do like the kind of media history behind all of it, like what was it like years ago when Chris Rock hosted the Oscars, and previously he was also making Jada Pinkett jokes, and so they know each other, Will and Chris, and they've worked together. And so I think that there's other stuff going on behind the scenes, like between them just as men. And here's my thing about the fucking slap. I don't get involved in grown men's affairs. If grown men want to slap each other around and fight each other, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. That's what men do.
Right. No, normally they don't be slapping each other. They be fighting, and they'll handle it like men, and then they'll be over it, and they're like, all right, cool. You want to go get some drink? Let's go get food, whatever. I've literally seen that. Two men physically fight,
and
they let it out, and then they are about their day. Whereas, that's the difference between men and women. Like, women would be like, fuck that bitch. So I ain't talking to her no more.
Another kind of long con.
Yeah.
Women will engage in a very long,
because I think it takes a lot for us to get physical, where men, that's how a lot of them connect. Wrestling, even when they're having fun, they're wrestling each other. Then that's just how men bond and talk.
They crave intimacy. They like want to touch each other. Like, I'm gonna fight you, but I really want to touch you.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh yeah. But so that's my thing, is like two men, one makes a joke about your wife, the other one hits him. Like, that's handle what you guys are gonna handle.
I honestly think that slap was not for Chris. I think that Will Smith was just fed up and he just let it out on Chris. That's just me though. But again, that's a whole nother thing. I didn't want to get too much into it because I know everybody's been talking about it.
My other thing is this though. Look, if we think about the role of a husband, like evolutionarily,
yes,
why the fuck else do husbands even exist if you're not literally like hunting large game and bringing home the bacon? Are you building me a house? Are you defending the village against attacks? Like, are you defending your wife against enemies? Those are the only reasons husbands exist.
I guess if you say it like that, but I don't look for that.
Play your role, my guy.
I don't take you for that though. I feel like you would want a partner that's gonna like work with you and build with you. Like, I think marriage is like shifting on how that used to be, right? Like man hunts, woman like cooks. Where now it's like, I think modern like relationships is like, I don't want to bring up and compare people, but like, I'm gonna use Beyonce and Jay-Z as example. It's like they're both building empires together and creating something together, and they're also very low-key, which I love. That's why my name is Mysterious Jax, because I don't really be saying too much about my personal life, but at the end of the day, like, I feel that I would rather have a partner that like will communicate, and it's like, me go fight. Like, I don't need that, bro. Like, I need a partner.
It's so layered, right? Because it's like, on the one hand, there's a difference between a partner and a husband, and you enter into a legal contract and become legally, in the eyes of a judge, a husband.
Yeah.
And so the notion of partnership between men and women has evolved and become much more egalitarian. But the role of a husband
is to protect,
is again that legal contract. I feel like there are still certain things that I can fight battles by myself. I do it all the time. I'm a single bitch. I've been single since 2018.
Who are you telling over here?
Very much, you know. And I'm like, I have to fight grown men all the time for different things. I have to defend my own honor. So if I'm gonna have a grown man following me around everywhere and having sex with me and spending time with me and the pleasure of being my fucking boyfriend or my husband,
that's right.
Then make yourself fucking useful. Play your fucking role. Because if I have to fight grown men by myself, I do it anyways. Well, I don't need you here to do that. Taking up space and breathing my air and bothering me.
Yeah.
Make yourself fucking useful. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying is we still have a wage gap. And I don't think there's anything, I don't like the idea of, I'm still not making as much money as you. I'm still sucking and fucking you. I'm giving you kids and I have to do as much work, if not more, as you're doing. I don't think that's cute. I don't think that's sexy. If I'm going to have a man around me, take care of me and make my life easier. Why the fuck else are you here?
Okay. I feel you. I'm going to give you a round of applause because I feel your passion right there, girl. I feel your passion on that.
This is also why I'm single.
I mean, I'm single too, so I'm not gonna say much, but that's a whole different thing. I'm very picky. But we're gonna go ahead and go into our next segment of the night, and this is our game segment where we like to play a game with our guests. And this game is the hot seat question. All right, Mala, we're going to ask you a few questions. It's like a rapid question game where you have to just answer as whatever comes to your mind as soon as possible, right? Okay. So I'll start off easy with you. Your first question is your favorite LA taco spot.
Oh my God, Tacos La Güera.
Okay, where's that at?
There's one on Pico, and that's like my local spot. When I'm high as shit and I have a little cash on me, I go to Tacos La Güera.
Okay, all right. Who was your first celebrity crush?
Oh my God. I kind of want to say Chad Michael Murray. I'm a 92 baby.
Oh my God, yes.
I grew up with Chad.
Yes, okay.
I grew up on some Chad.
What show was that?
Chad.
I'm trying to think of the show.
Chad was
in a few movies.
He was in movies. One Tree
Hill? That's it. That's the one that he got.
Zaddy.
Biggest fear.
Oh my God. Probably of like ending up in a loveless, sexless marriage with a useless man who won't even fight for me.
Okay, yeah, that is kind of scary. Your 3 favorite body parts on a man.
Oh dang. Well, we love a nice sturdy dick. We really do.
That's true.
We really, really do. I like big solid hands.
Oh yes, hands. I like hands.
Hands are good. Yes. And I also like strong shoulders.
I want to give a quick shout out to my niece. What was your one favorite body part that you said? Go ahead, say it on there.
Armpits.
Why is armpits your favorite?
Because it's biological. Okay, so if you like the must of your partner's like mustiness or whatever, that means you have similar immune systems and your kids will be stronger.
Interesting.
I know. When she told me that, I was like, okay. But so you're out here smelling people's armpits.
No, I just get a little close. And I like smell.
I feel you.
That's hilarious.
Right.
And they don't know that that's what you're doing.
No.
They don't know you're smelling their kids.
They think I'm just trying to get close to them. But no, I'm smelling
you. I thought you were raising their arms and just putting your face in their armpit. Like, let me smell you.
Oh, that's so good.
Your favorite curse word?
Oh my God. Fuck, for sure.
Okay. The most famous person in your phone.
I cannot disclose that information.
They slid in your DMs, huh? I know. Drake, is it you, Drake? Is it you, Drake?
I cannot disclose that information.
Well, you already answered one of these. Current relationship status. You said single?
Hella single.
Hella single, she said. What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh my God. Dang. Food and alcohol. I mean, the finer things in life.
Okay. Your favorite song of the moment?
Dang. Okay, I've been listening to Rosalia to Mota Mami.
Oh, yeah.
To the whole album. It's bomb. That Diablo song is very good.
Craziest place you've ever had sex?
Oh my God. Help me, Jesus. Well, okay, I will say on a rooftop in the middle of Havana, Cuba.
Ooh, yes. And what's your go-to porn?
Dang, I really like.
I threw you off with that one, huh? What's your search history, girl? Let me know.
You know what? I really just like, I kind of
say it.
I love like amateur, like cunnilingus,
okay,
like vids.
Okay,
like
okay.
I like a real couple, like really.
That's very
going
popular,
down.
actually. The amateur one. That's actually
That's
a
my
very
thing.
popular answer.
That's my thing.
Well, shout out to you. You did it. Woo! I do want to go to the comments real quick. We have Said Connects, says, love the show. Shout out to both of you, badass women. Thank you, Said Connects. Shout out to Danny. He was actually also a part of TG and Latinx. He had a cannabis show here on TG and Latinx too. Yeah. And now he's just starting his own brand of Said Connects of marijuana. I know.
Oh,
you're gonna want to connect. You're gonna want to connect with him. He's
I think
dope.
he went to my smoke sesh. Last
He
September.
did. He did. He told me about it.
Hey.
Yes, he is super dope. He honestly is the plug, man. The plug.
Okay.
So make sure you check him out. But yeah, man. So shout out to you. You did it. And then all right. So we're gonna go into our last segment of the night. This is one of my favorites, and it's one of my newest ones, actually. Where's my sound over here? I'm like blasting Bad Bunny. Shout out to Bad Bunny. I love you, Bad Bunny. But this is one of my cheers segment. So this is my cheers and affirmation for the ladies. So I'm going to have you first share an affirmation to the ladies listening right now who feel like giving up on their dreams. Mala, what can you share with them?
Your dreams are all you have, bitch. Don't give up.
Hey, I like that.
That's it. That's all you have.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it. And what do you want to give a cheers to really quick?
I want to give a cheers to all the unapologetic stoner bitches out there who are just having a good ass time.
That's what I'm talking
Shout
about.
out to you.
Man, Mala, thank you so much for joining me here on Ladies Night Radio Show. I had so much fun. I knew I was because you're a fucking dope ass girl.
Thank you.
And I feel like I'm related to you. So I got to have you back to Ladies Night. And this time we'll bring, Diosa and just whoever else you want to bring. We'll make it a whole full Ladies Night.
I'm down.
Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Please share us with your friends and your family. Make sure you follow my girl Mala right here and follow Ladies Night Radio Show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Mysterious Jax. This is Ladies Night Radio Show. And just remember one thing, ladies, you are enough, baby. And don't you fucking forget it. Love you guys. See y'all next Friday. Bye. Love y'all. Aww.
Fun.
And that was it, right? Ended? We're off air? Oh, shout out to us! Oh, that's right. We're still on. Hey, and on YouTube. YouTube, we love you guys. See you guys next Friday. Bye, babies.